We want to welcome today a very funny fella from Long Island, New York. He's a stand-up comedian, Joey Petroni.
Hey man, thanks for having me. It's great to be here.
So, Joey, tell us. Recently, you took a trip into Times Square in Manhattan on Broadway, and you performed your stand-up comedy on the world stage of comedy, Caroline's Comedy Club.
Yeah, that's true. It was great. What an experience, man. Right in the heart of the city. And I had a great time, and it was really an honor to be there.
So, Joey, what was it like when you first stepped foot on the stage? Did you know where you were, or were you just doing your thing?
Well, of course I knew where I was. I mean, back in the green room, it said Caroline's right on the wall. So obviously I knew where I was. I tuned out any type of nerves that were getting to me a little bit, and I just did my thing.
Now, you say your nerves. What do you do to calm your nerves? Do you do some kind of drugs or alcohol, or
Nah, man, not at all. I don't even smoke cigarettes. I do drink a few beers here and there, but before I go on stage, I usually try not to drink because I'll forget my act. I'll save the beers for after my show. Before I go on stage, I don't know, man. Maybe I'll have a bottle of water, or maybe a candy bar or something like that. But no drugs or alcohol.
very interesting? Because a gentleman that looks like you, you would expect that you would be doing some sort of illegal drug.
Ah, man, that's the whole gimmick behind the thing, man. I might look like I do drugs and stuff like that, but I'm actually anti-drugs. But that's not anything I really came into the studio here today to talk about. I came here to hopefully promote some of my stand-up comedy.
Of course, Joey. I'm sorry about that. So tell us, when you're writing your material, where do you write your material?
I write my material throughout the day. I have a notepad with me, and a funny idea pops into your head. You write it down. Sometimes I'll even have a little tape recorder with me, and something funny pops into my head. I'll pull over on the side of the road, safety first, and I'll recite what the funny thing is, and then when I get home later on, I'll try to write it up into some sort of a stand-up joke. But 9 times out of 10, I don't use them. Maybe 1 out of 10 jokes I will actually use on stage.
Now, when you try a new joke on stage and the audience doesn't laugh, do you take that to heart like most of the comedians we have in here?
Yeah, I don't know if I take it to heart. Maybe they just don't see the humor in it that I do, and maybe I have to say it differently. I don't get upset about it. I just, think to myself that I got to do some work on it, and maybe rewrite the joke.
Very interesting, because we had a comedian here, I think it was last week, and he was talking about one time when he went on stage and he did a 3-minute act. I think it was with a puppet, with
A ventriloquist puppet?
yes, exactly. He was using one of those ventriloquist puppets, and the audience didn't find him funny, and he actually told us there was one time in particular where he walked off the stage.
Well, walking off the stage is, if you're a professional at anything, you don't walk away. Okay, you got a job to do, whether it's making people laugh or you're fixing someone's sink. You're a plumber. You never walk away from a job. So if it's not going good, man, you just have to, you got to take a deep breath and try something different. Sometimes, just maybe just ignoring the situation of people not responding to your joke and just getting through it shows it's more professional.
I agree with you 100%. People are paying a lot of money to sit in those seats, and the last thing they want to do is have the acts walk off stage because they're not laughing. Well, rightfully so, they should be laughing. I mean, I do agree with that, because they are paying a lot of money. It is a comedy club, and the person on stage is a comedian.
Yeah, me personally, I'm not gonna say I get laughs all the time, but I will say that if people don't laugh, um, it doesn't kill me. I want them to laugh, but I think that all just comes with experience.
Well, the fellow we had in here, I think he was only doing stand-up comedy for about 6 months.
Well, that's the difference. I mean, I've been doing it on and off throughout the years of my life. I mean, 6 months. That's a rookie. And I wish him well. If I was to give him any type of advice, I would say don't walk off the stage. That's a no-no. That's a big no-no.
So, Joey, tell us, what was different when you were on the stage at Caroline's Comedy Club in Manhattan, right in the center of Times Square, for you as a performer? What was different other than being at a local comedy club here on Long Island?
Well, I'll tell you the truth. Nothing for me was different. My favorite comedy clubs are actually on Long Island. Not to put down Caroline's. I mean, I got a lot of respect for Caroline's Comedy Club. But I just went out and did my thing the way I would do it anywhere. I performed one time recently in my basement for about 30 people at a party we were having. And it was a surprise party for a friend of mine. And I took that job just as serious as I did at Caroline's Comedy Club in Manhattan. So my basement and Caroline's Comedy Club, you get the same Joey Petroni no matter where you are. So I take everything serious, everything I do very serious. My old lady tells me all the time that for a comedian, I have no sense of humor at all, which could be true, and it could be to a fault at times.
So, Joey, with you, like we do with all our entertainers that come in here, we do a background check, and on your background check, we really came up with no criminal history whatsoever, but we did find a recent, you turned on red and you got a photo ticket in the mail, and that came up on your driver's license when we ran the background check. So, what's your take on the photo tickets?
Well, I'll tell you the truth, man. For you even to bring up the fact that I got a photo ticket, it's pretty much since I got in here, I feel like you're trying to bring up some kind of dirt on me. There's plenty of dirt out there, man. If you want to stop these recorders, I'll tell you the dirt. But a photo ticket, I don't know. I think they're kind of silly. I think I made a right on red, and the thing took a picture of my license plate, and a couple of days later, I got a ticket in the mail. I think that's cowardly. I think it's laziness. I think that the police officers, I like the old school where they sat there and they caught you. You know what I'm saying? It's like a self-checkout lane now in the supermarket. It's everything's unmanned these days, and there are computer errors, computer mistakes, and at the grocery store, 9 times out of 10, it's in my advantage. You know what I'm saying? I'll forget to scan a thing of Chips Ahoy cookies or something, accidentally. But I'm not going to go back and double check. So it works both ways. You get tickets in the mail, and you get some free food once in a while.
So, Joey, I wasn't trying to personally attack you. I was just looking, we were just looking into you as an artist, and we're trying to see where you're coming from. And we didn't see a criminal history.
Well, of course not, man, because I'm a comedian. I'm not, just because I'm a comic doesn't mean I go around stealing things,
Well, your character, you write a lot of jokes about stealing.
True. I write a lot of jokes about stealing. That's the character. That has absolutely nothing to do with me in real life. You have to remember that this is a field of entertainment, and what you do see on the stage. Sometimes it's the real person, and most of the time it's not. Most of the time it's an act that's written up before time, and hopefully it's to make people laugh. But I'm not saying everything I do is a gimmick. But just don't believe everything I say up there. That I actually go out and do that stuff. Look at Mike Brady from the Brady Bunch. Do you really think that man was an architect? I mean, off the TV show, did you look at him as an architect? He probably did. A lot of people did, but really, he was just an actor. He probably doesn't know anything about being an architect. Same thing goes with Joey Petroni. You know, just because I talk about breaking into people's houses doesn't mean I'm out there doing that. But listen, I got to get going. I really appreciate you having me on the show today. I had a great time. Thanks a lot, man. Have a good night.